Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Freeworld News. We just had reports from Sarah about blueberries, cherries, and cranberries, and another report from our trader Alex on sunflower seed, was it?
Yeah, Bulgarian sunflower.
Bulgarian sunflower seeds. We'd like to start off this episode by talking a little bit about what's happening with regard to the euro.
Okay, well, we've hit a high patch of volatility again. Around about the 25th of August, I think, the euro traded as high as 116. And this was really on the back of uncertainty about the Chinese stock market. Well, actually, those two statements don't really make sense, because if there's uncertainty, then what happens is that people rush to buy dollars, and the dollar goes up because the dollar is traditionally viewed as a safe haven currency. We've done a little bit of research on this, and there's a particular index which is called the net US dollar position.
Yep.
And this is weeded out, so we're looking just at the behavior of the speculators.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened during this period from the 25th for the next couple of days was that the net euro shorts decreased their position quite considerably.
Right.
So that means you had a lot of punters who put money on the euro going down. The euro started moving up, and in this fear rather than greed, they did stop loss on the positions.
Mm-hmm.
And that means that the euro is much sort of freer to move according to market conditions, because there's less of a speculative pressure against it. So it went up to 116, which is really probably getting on to about a 3-month high,
Mm-hmm.
if not more. And but then today we're back down to 111, which is back to that continual sort of weakness, which last time took us down to about 105. And now we don't have that net euro short position to complicate the picture. So we're seeing, we figure that the euro probably has a lot more going against it than for it.
Mm-hmm.
One of those things is this so-called migrant position, which
Well,
you know,
yeah, I mean, obviously they're refugees,
they're refugees.
not
Obviously,
migrants.
they're refugees, and but it is an uncertainty within the euro structure. In the background, we also have the UK referendum about staying in Europe altogether.
In-out question.
The in-out question, yeah, and that, I think, the bets are that probably be in November 2016.
Mm-hmm. Without getting too political, it'll just go back onto the currency question. Uncertainty is certainly a theme which is running with the euro at the moment. We're also seeing a little bit of uncertainty with weather patterns, aren't we? And the increase in temperature in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Now El Nino, which has been nicknamed the Bruce Lee for very obvious reasons, is predicted
this year, and this year's El Nino, which is a strong El Nino event.
They say it's likely to be the strongest of all time.
Bruce Lee.
So I mean, that's obviously going to affect the west parts of America, the west parts of the Americas. How are we going to see
discussed this a couple of times, and basically, what is an El Nino event? Well, it's defined very precisely. It's defined by the average temperature in the Pacific Sea.
Pacific Ocean?
Yeah. If it's over half, then it's an El Nino year.
Yeah.
If it's over 2, and I think now we're getting very close to 2, it is definitely a strong El Nino event.
Sure.
What happens in a strong El Nino event? You get more rain on the western coast of the Americas, all the way from the tip of Chile to probably about Seattle.
Yeah.
And you get less rain in places on the far western side, which is basically Australia, Papua New Guinea, Vietnam, going up towards China, south of China. So, the droughts that we had in Australia probably 7-8 years ago were predicated on the El Nino. So it's a definable event because it's defined by temperature.
So how will this affect almond production, for example?
Well, it could have a very large event. It's not going to have any effect on crop 2015, which is coming in at the moment. But at the moment, the reservoirs which feed the central valleys of California, which are reservoirs in the Sierra Nevada, are empty.
Right.
They will only be secure when there's a large amount of snowpack there. Snowpack is the oats of rain. It allows sustained release of water into that thing. If this is a strong El Nino event, then at the moment they're saying there's a 70% chance that those reservoirs will be filled. Okay, and that means that there will be a very large crop 2016. Because there's been a lot of planting and the yield has been going down because of the weather, the lack of rain, the lack of water. So we've got these two things which are conspiring. And the almond market might look very different in February, March of next year.
And it's very much a grower-orientated market anyway, isn't it?
Well, the growers are making up the plot now, and the market exists totally in their heads. They've probably got enough money to not sell anything for a couple of years if they wanted to. Yeah. So that's why the evolution of the market is in their heads, because at the end of the day, if they don't take their almonds to market, then the prices will go up.
Right. Okay.
But we do have to think of other problems. Other problems such as demand destruction. Other problems such as a huge impinging crop instead of a small impinging crop, depending on the weather. I have no idea what will happen really, but we could be approaching a kind of perfect storm in February.
Sure.
February, March.
So
because sales also are very, very small for this time of year. The sales of the new crop are just trickling along, and you can see why that would be. The prices are very high. Why should I, as a Freeworld trading as a almond trader, buy almonds, go long on almonds when you get 4 containers to $1 million?
Sure.
It doesn't look like a very good bet.
Doesn't look like a good bet, doesn't look like a worthwhile bet taking, and with the image of the perfect storm in your head, we'll leave you, wish you a good weekend.